Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us. This is News Channel Nebraska. My name's Eric McKay. Let's take a look at our top headlines today. Beginning in eastern Nebraska, where two students at a Catholic high school have been expelled while police examine evidence of hazing. It happened at Bishop Newman Catholic High School in Wahoo. Court documents say in the case that led to the expulsion of the two students, one teen allegedly held down a younger student while another pulled down his gym shorts and attempted to sexually assault him with a Gatorade bottle. Wahoo police ticketed the two teens for first-degree sexual assault. A third teen, accused of recording the incident with his phone, also cited for making child pornography. The two students accused in the assault were expelled. Bishop Newman officials have yet to comment publicly. They did send a letter to families of students saying they're aware of the situation and are working closely with law enforcement. Well, it was a weak tornado that damaged a Department of Transportation highway yard in southern Gage County this week. The National Weather Service says they reviewed the storm and determined an EF0 tornado formed northwest of Wymore, creating peak speeds at about 80 miles an hour. Part of the covering was torn off an NDOT salt storage facility, doing damage to the frame of the hoop building and a nearby fence along the boundary of the property. The National Weather Service said the tornado was classified in the weakest category, lasted for only about a minute, and traveled along the ground for nearly a mile. Well, it was just a year ago, during debate over voter ID, that the security of voting in Nebraska was on trial. Now, despite voter ID, several questions remain. Joe Jordan has more.
Good to see you. Beautiful morning.
Senator Pete Ricketts getting set to vote early last week.
And I need to give you my ID here.
Showing his voter ID as required by Nebraska's new law, and also more than willing to back early voting by mail.
And I think one of the things that we need to encourage people to do is vote early, and if you're comfortable voting by mail, go ahead and vote by mail.
It was just a year ago, when the voter ID debate was in full swing, that State Senator Julie Slama, all for voter ID, wanted an even tougher law.
And this bill has been taken by those who don't actually support voter ID, to put together the biggest loopholes they can think of. It's voter ID without voter ID.
One of Slama's plans to close possible loopholes in the law, mail-in ballots confirmed by a notary public, but it didn't fly.
And the problem with the notary was really, in some places in western Nebraska, notaries aren't available. You've got ranchers that live 45 minutes, from town. So you have an element of disenfranchising folks. Even here on this side of the state, finding a notary. And then the question was, can notaries charge? Can they not charge? Probably they wouldn't be able to charge because it's for voting, which could have been viewed as some sort of a tax.
If I vote on May 14th in person at the polling place,
Yep.
the poll worker looks at my driver's license, sees
Right.
my picture, says, oh yeah, that's you. If I vote by mail, nobody's looking at my photo ID, right?
That's right. So
When I do a mail-in ballot, then it's not a true photo voter ID.
I suppose you could say that, yes. But there is a safety mechanism in place. We always check the signatures on request and on the ballots with our statewide voter registration system.
And for the last several years, election officials in Nebraska have insisted this.
The election processes in Nebraska are fair, they're secure, they have a high degree of integrity. Nebraska voters can be confident that when they cast their ballot, it's going to be accurately counted and reported.
In Omaha, Joe Jordan, News Channel, Nebraska.
Well, it's official. Mail processing is moving out of North Platte. The U.S. Postal Service announced on Tuesday that it's decided to transfer processing to Denver, Colorado, and convert North Platte's facility to just a local processing center. That followed months of review and public feedback on the USPS's Delivery for America plan, which is designed to improve postal services nationwide. But the decision drew pointed remarks from economic officials in North Platte.
This is downright disgusting. The lack of leadership at the highest level, the United States Postal Service, is just appalling. And this is just further proof. It's just another dagger in the heart of rural America. It says they just flat out don't care. They don't care about rural America. They don't care about small town citizens. What made that company great at one time in mail delivery, that everybody depended on, has become just a shadow of itself.
The Postal Service says the move will not cost any jobs. They say they're also planning on investing over $4 million worth of renovations to the facility in North Platte. But the move means now there's just one mail processing center in Nebraska left, in Omaha. The Biden administration unveiling a way to tighten the U.S. immigration system. It wants a rule change to help officials quickly deny the asylum claims of ineligible migrants. The president under growing pressure to address the situation at the southern border. Amy Kiley has the latest.
The Biden administration is pursuing changes to the U.S. asylum-seeking process.
I know the administration is looking at what they can do administratively.
An immigration rule change will soon enter a public comment period, sources say. Its goal is to let immigration officials quickly deny asylum claims from migrants who are ineligible for the protection. That's not a major overhaul, but it is a tightening of existing immigration policies.
I'm not an advisor to the president, but if I were, I'd say you ought to do something about this to the maximum extent of your ability.
President Joe Biden is under pressure to take executive action on border security. Some moderate Democrats are now joining Republicans with that request.
There must be more this administration can do, not just blame Congress for not passing legislation.
Leaders from both parties say they do want to pass legislation. They just can't seem to agree on what. House Republicans want a bill that meets strict demands. Democrats want the House to take up a sweeping bipartisan immigration bill that already passed in the Senate.
The border is still a top issue to Americans, whether you live on the border or in the Northeast or in the Mountain West. And so we are committed to fixing this problem.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
An area in north central Nebraska is touting a first-in-the-nation designation. The Niobrara National Scenic River has been awarded the title of Quiet Trail. Casey Wannenberg explains what that means and how it could benefit the community.
Listen closely. What do you hear? The wind, water, a couple of birds? You may say it's quiet here at the Niobrara National Scenic River near Valentine.
I've had beaver swim beside me, geese trying to lead me away from their nests at the end of this.
Susan Cook is a superintendent at Niobrara National Scenic River.
We go through multiple of the ecosystems.
She spearheaded an effort to get this river recognized as a quiet trail by Quiet Parks International.
What they told us was this resource is on par with the Amazon River.
The river is only the second area in the world to receive the designation.
The other one is where?
Taiwan.
Which involved a crew from Seattle analyzing and documenting the river.
24-hour sound recordings. Then they go back and they analyze that, and they have a team of people, and they're connected with universities that also do some of this work. And they listen to it, and what they're listening for are intrusions of cars, planes, things that are not nature.
So what's the importance of the designation?
And the rippling of the water.
Cherry County Tourism Director Regina Osborne says it can be used as a marketing tool to draw in visitors.
We're getting put on the map here slowly but surely.
And therefore, more money.
Nebraska tourism is probably the third largest industry in the state behind agriculture and manufacturing.
So a place like this we can really appreciate.
Tourists like Jerry and Sharon Mattis from Michigan are road tripping across the country.
Yes, nature is very important to us.
And captivated by the Niobrara's natural beauty, crisp air, and peaceful melody.
It's soothing that and a lot of pines and juniper here, and the wind blowing through them is a pleasant noise.
Pleasant sounds that Cook hopes more people will appreciate thanks to this designation.
Nature will heal us, mind, body, and soul. If you're struggling with something, just go sit next to the river and watch it flow by you. And all of a sudden, your troubles don't seem so big.
And if you would like more details on where these trails are actually at, just head over to this story at newschannelnebraska.com. Reporting near Valentine, Casey Wannenberg, News Channel, Nebraska.
And we're winding down the spring sports season. High school baseball starts the state tournament on Friday, and a Central Nebraska school is headed to Omaha for the first time ever. Ryan Valenta has more.
2024 is a year of firsts for the Adams Central baseball program. It's the first season under first-year head coach Tim Stroman. It's also the first time that seniors this year have played all 4 years at Adams Central since the program is just in its 4th full season. And most importantly, it's the first year any Patriot ball player is headed to the state tournament in Omaha.
We earned it, we're there for a reason, and so we're extremely happy to be there, and we're going to make the most of our opportunity.
But the Patriots didn't get there without a sweat. Last Friday in the district final, AC rematched with Wayne, who beat the Patriots last year to end their season. Wayne won again this year, but Adams Central clinched the last of 2 wild card spots to give their seniors the goal they've been aiming for since they were the start of this program just 4 short years ago.
These juniors and seniors specifically this year have kind of been around since the beginning, and we're really kind of coming together, and we had a great year and luckily made to state, which was our first goal to do this season.
A big part of the team this year have been 3 freshmen, Hunter Nepple, Cohen Rader, and Owen Brown. Those names may sound familiar to the Hastings area, as those 3 kids were representing Hastings in the Little League World Series just 3 years ago. They've now made arguably the most prestigious baseball tournament now at 2 different levels.
All those games on TV and stuff, and seeing stuff on social media and all that stuff, it prepared me a little bit to kind of go on these big stages as well.
A lot of great memories there. Nerves-wise, kind of prepared us all for this stage, and kind of the talent we've seen kind of will carry over into this too.
The Patriots play Saturday in Elkhorn against Platteview, a team they already beat this season. The team says they're preparing for their biggest test of the season like they would any other game and are ready to put it all out on the diamond.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm hungry. These guys are as well, so we're just glad to have the opportunity, and we're going to see what we can do with it here.
We have a fire in our belly after that loss, and we're going to get a few wins.
From Duncan Field in Hastings, Ryan Valenta, NCN Sports.
And you can stay up to date with the very latest by following us online. Head to newschannelnebraska.com. Click on the News tab there. You can also follow us on X, like us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.